Welcome to Sunday Springboard with Melanie and Kimberlyn Coaching, where we help women gain their confidence and thrive after toxic relationships. My necklace is crooked. Let's put that back. Okay, let me share my screen with you. Today, what I want to talk to you about is the idea that you can change your life by changing your questions. That's a bold statement, and you may think this doesn't have anything to do with what we've been talking about lately. And no, on the face of it, it doesn't. We've been talking about narcissism and how to overcome that, how to recognize it and overcome it. And I don't know about you, but it feels kind of negative. I always want to help you be positive, but I think every now and then let's just stop and let's just talk about how to make ourselves better, happier, regardless of what is going on in our lives. Whether you have a relationship with a narcissist or a toxic person, or whether you're just with general everyday people, today, what we're going to talk about today can help you in every area of your life, at home, at work, even with yourself. So, as I said, this is a bold statement. Let's talk about this. I'm going to prove this to you, prove to you that this is true, and give you some ideas to help you start changing your questions and changing your life. So how important are questions really? Well, a long time ago, they were very important. Nomad societies that traveled, their basic question was, how do we get ourselves to water? This question kept them traveling, kept them nomadic. They were always chasing the water. When they changed that question to, how can we get water to come to us? This started one of humanity's greatest paradigms: agriculture, irrigation, storage of water, digging of wells, and eventually cities. Changing that one question made a dramatic change in their lives. What about us? We ask questions all the time. Now, sometimes I think we don't realize what questions that we ask, but just think about in the morning when you get dressed for the day. You're actually asking yourself a lot of questions. What's the weather like today? What am I going to? Where am I going? Which clothes are comfortable? Which clothes are clean? Which clothes are appropriate? We're asking all those questions, and we answer those questions by the clothes that we put on. Those are all just kind of going on in our brain. We may not even be aware of them, but we answer them by our actions. Now, the information today comes from a book I read called Change Your Questions, Change Your Life by Marilee Adams. I have actually put the link to her website in the show notes. If you're interested, when we're done with this, you can look at some more of her stuff. What we're going to talk about today is a concept called question thinking. This is a method for helping us. This is a system of tools, and the purpose of this is to transform our thinking, our actions, and then our results. This happens through skillful questioning that we learn how to do this. This is questions that we ask ourselves and questions that we ask other people. Let's think about some of the questions that we may ask in any given day. What about at work? Do you ask any of these kind of questions? Why can't they ever do it right? What is wrong with them? Who is to blame? What about at home? Do you ever ask questions like, why can't they help around the house? Who did this? What are they going to mess up today? Or what about questions with yourself? What will I screw up today? Why can't I stop that? What is wrong with me? If you ask any of these questions to any of these people or to yourself, you may be hijacked by the judger mindset. Now, the judger mindset is characterized by the desire to be right, to be in control, to be safe, to be certain. Some of this is hardwired in us, in our brains, because we are our brain is so set on survival. But this judger mindset is critical, is judgmental of both ourselves and of others. And this keeps us from moving forward in a powerful way. It keeps us from a lot of the positive movement that we want to go forward, the judger keeps us back. Every one of us has a judger mindset. Contrast to that, we have the learner mindset. Now, the learner mindset is characterized by curiosity, flexibility, open-mindedness, and appreciation. When you're in learner mindset, you can move forward. You don't get bogged down and stuck. Everyone has a learner mindset. We just have to learn how to move into learner mindset more often than we normally do. And that's what we're going to talk about today. To help you understand how powerful and what a difference these type of questions make, I want us to do a little exercise. I'm going to start off by asking you some judger questions. Now, first of all, I want you to think of a situation in your life that you wish was different. It could be with other people, it could be with yourself. And about that situation, I'm going to ask you questions, and you ask yourself those questions about the situation. You don't have to actually answer them. Just ask them to yourself, and I want you to feel how they make you feel. Notice it, how they make you feel in your body, how they make you feel in your heart, and we're going to see if these different kind of questions make you feel differently. So you got your situation planned in your head. Now, whose fault is it? Why am I such a failure? Why are they so stupid? Why bother? How did those questions make you feel? Upbeat? Down? Stuck? Yeah. Let's try some learner questions now. Same situation. What do I want for myself and for others? What is the other person thinking, feeling, or wanting? What can I learn? What are the facts? What are my choices? What's possible? And what's best to do right now? Those questions make you feel a little more open, a little more positive, a little more powerful. Hope so. That is normally what happens. Let's look at a bit of the difference in judger questions, judger mindset, and learner mindset. First of all, a judger mindset or question is an automatic reaction. You just, boom. This is how you react, and you ask this question. And remember, these aren't always conscious questions in our head. Sometimes we have to dig deep to realize, what question am I really asking? Whereas learner questions are thoughtful. We take a minute, we think about it, we make a choice about the question we're going to ask. In judger, you're focused on blame. Whose fault is this? Who can I blame? In learner mindset, we're focused on a solution. How can we make things better? In judger, we're looking at win-lose. Who's to blame? Who's winning? Who's losing? And in learner, we're talking about win-win. If you notice, if you remember back to when we've talked about energy levels, judger mindset is a lot of level 1, level 2, who's losing, and learner mindset goes on up into level 5, a win-win. Let's everybody win. So this is called a choice map. Now, if you are interested in this, we're not going to go through this really deeply today. But if you're interested in this, you can go to the website I put in the show notes, and you can download this. This is from Marilee Adams, who wrote the book that this information is from. But what I want to talk about today is on this choice map. If you can notice, when something happens to you, you move up on the learner path or you're moved down on the judger path. Now, up top, people with the learner mindset, they're asking questions like, what are the facts? What happened? What assumptions am I making? What do I want? What can I learn? What is my responsibility? What's possible? What are my choices? And they're moving upward. Now, if you're in the judger mindset, on the bottom, they're saying things like, whose fault is this? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with them? Why am I such a failure? And you end up down at the bottom, if you see, in that judger pit. The one thing you want to make sure to do or not to do is you don't want to judge your judger. So you could be looking at this and you could be going, oh man, I'm doing so bad and terrible. I'm always in this judger mindset. Well, you're judging your judger. We all have a judger mindset. What we're trying to do is to start becoming aware of when we are in judger mindset, and then we just can move into learner. If you'll see on the right-hand side of this picture, it's what's called the switching lane. As you start practicing these principles that we're going to talk about, as you start asking yourself questions to realize, am I in judger mindset? When you realize, oh, I'm in judger mindset, you don't have to judge yourself. You just move into the switching lane and move up into learner mindset. So we're not trying or even thinking or imagining that we can just never be in judger mindset. I'm always just going to be in learner mindset. That just isn't going to happen. But what we can do, we can practice and learn how to move out of judger mindset quicker. We might get the quick thought of judger mindset and immediately move into learner. Whereas when you're first starting out, you may hang out and judger a little bit longer. You may still get in the pit every now and then. And then as you go along, you'll start being able to switch before you get in the pit. So success is never having judger mindset. Success is moving faster into learner when we do realize that we're in judger. So this young lady, it's actually not this young lady, but that's a story that Marilee told about this young lady that was a gymnast. She wanted to compete professionally. She wanted to go to college. She wanted to win this national competition, but she really wasn't performing that great on a consistent basis. It was just off and on. Her performance was very erratic. So they worked with her to try to see if they could find a way to help her do better. And they asked her, what questions are you asking yourself before you go out to perform? It turns out she was just asking herself one question: am I going to fall today? Every time she asked herself that question, she was focusing in on the negative. She was getting her brain all in judger, and she was failing half the time. So she developed a new question. She changed it to be, how can I have a great performance today? And when she changed that question, from then on, her performances were consistently good. She made the team she wanted. She won the competition that she wanted. She moved into college and got all the things that she wanted. Her life was dramatically changed just by changing that one question. So for us, as we're trying to move and switch from judger to learner, here are some questions you can ask yourself to help yourself. First of all, am I in judger mode? Am I in judger mindset? Was that a judger question? Is this what I want to be feeling or doing? What would I rather be feeling or doing? What could happen if nothing happens? How else can I think about this? And am I willing to switch? You might just want to stay in judger, then you might end up in the pit. So you get to choose. Do you want to be in judger mindset? Do you want to be in learner mindset? On a daily basis, we get to make the choice of how we want to be, how we want to live, how we want to feel. And the questions that we ask ourselves and that we ask ourselves about others make a huge difference. All right, if you want some help in this, if you want to learn more about this, I would love to talk with you. There's a link in the show notes. You can schedule a free discovery call with me. We can talk to decide if we would fit for a coaching relationship. You can also watch all of my past videos on my YouTube channel. That link is also in the show notes. And other than that, I hope you have a great week. I hope you become aware of the questions you're asking, and I hope you learn to move into learner faster. And I would love for you to share with us how that's working for you. All right, take care. Bye-bye.